In this video, we will talk about what is actually happening between Kaizer Chiefs and Manqoba Mnqiti. We're also going to talk about what Pitso Mosimane has said about Kaizer Chiefs and the man himself, Pitso Mosimane. Also going to talk about the two players who might be leaving Kaizer Chiefs. And last but not least, we're going to talk about the situation with Kick and Dolly and his contract renewal. Now, let's start with Manqoba Mnqiti, because I know a lot of people have been saying, we want Pitso, we want that, we want that. But the interesting or sad thing for you guys is that when the agent, who also happens to be the wife of Pitso Mosimane, was asked if Kaizer Chiefs have made any contact with the man himself, she said, no, Chiefs have not made any contact. And people will say, how below we know this? We as Kaizer Chiefs, or Kaizer Chiefs as a team, do not want the people who they're negotiating with to disclose such things to the media. So that could have been just a thing of the agent trying to not show what is happening. But you might want to start to believe that because of the fact that Sowetan has reported in an exclusive thing, because they even made us pay for it in order for us to access it. You have to buy the paper instead of just reading it online, that Kaizer Chiefs have had contacts, direct contact with Manqoba Mnqiti, but they are not sure about him. They've made contact, but then they've not continued. And because of such things, what has ended up happening, Sundowns has ended up tabled an offer to renew his contract. Has Manqoba Mnqiti signed that contract with Sundowns? Not yet. Which means even Manqoba himself, he's not sure whether he wants to stay or leave at Sundowns. The only reason that he might want to leave Sundowns is if there's a better offer somewhere. But now that Sundowns have offered him a deal, now it kind of puts Chiefs in a corner, because now they're like, it's tricky, or we don't want to get beat, or we'll have to pay double to get Nabi. And now we're in a situation whereby we have to do or make a decision to get Mnqiti to come to Chiefs, because if we don't, then who are we going to go for? Because clearly Chiefs are not sure. Because if you are coming from their point of view, you might think Manqoba Mnqiti is a good coach for Chiefs, but then in your head it's like, what if it doesn't work? Why not just go for Nabi and Pitso? So that's a situation that Kaizer Chiefs are currently finding themselves in, because of course with everything that they've done, you understand why they would be second guessing themselves. But I'm still surprised. I'm still surprised to Guti, a coach like Manqoba Mnqiti is still on the list of Kaizer Chiefs potential coaches. Why am I even saying this? Is Manqoba Mnqiti a bad coach? No, not necessarily. But I'm saying since there are better options, and let me just say, let me remove better options and say there is a better option in Pitso Mosimane who will be available in 4 months. Why is it not the one that we have gone for already? Why have we been just playing around and not getting the men to come to Chiefs? That's the biggest question, because now the fact that they are not sure about him, then who are they sure about? Because clearly they are not willing to pay for Mosimane if they are still considering, they are even considering Manqoba. That tells me that there is a lot that's going on. And right now it's April, guys. The season is ending in May. And that means in June they are starting their preseason. If you are not ready by June to start your preseason with a new coach, then we are in trouble again. If they're still not sure, I mean, guys, come on. When did they find Tseg? They find Tseg around, what, September, October there. So if you fire a man in October, but in April, the following year, let's count, October, November, December, January, February, March, April, 7 months, you haven't figured out who is a suitable next coach for your Chiefs. Chiefs are not taking football serious. They are not taking us serious. Because if they don't know who's going to coach the team by now, sinking in. Sinking in, because it's also going to affect things like Samgelo Zwane, as I said earlier, we'll talk about him as well. Right now, there are talks that Samgelo Zwane and Sabelo Hatebe might be sent out on a loan. Samgelo Zwane also understands that his performances have not been that great, said that himself that in 2 risky times that he knows that he could have done better in most of the games. Now, that's a good attitude, because he's not just whining and saying, I think I deserve an opportunity. He does say, I think I'm ready, but at the same time, he knows that his performances have not been in a situation whereby he can say, I've been good enough. There've been talks of him going out on a loan for the past 3-4 seasons. And it's clear Vele that he's not going anywhere. It's going to just stay at Chiefs. But I would be interested to hear from you because personally, I don't think that this would be the right time for Samuel Lozwane to leave the Chiefs. Why is that? Because we don't even know what the new coach is going to want with the new players. So that is exactly why I'm saying Chiefs by now should know which players, who is the next coach, because the sooner that coach comes in, he has a preseason with everyone, and then he realizes, you know what, I don't have plans for Samgelo, I don't have plans for Sabelo, I don't have plans for Wepi Mashane. Please send them out on a loan, and maybe they can impress me, and then I can bring them back next season. But right now, if the coach is not known, how are we even going to know which players to release, which players to buy? Because the other thing that ends up happening is that this tendency of Kaizer Chiefs of buying 7 players before signing a coach and then signing that coach, and then the coach gets there, is like, I don't like these players. So then those 7 players will then get released the following season, or other players will get released. So every season, Chiefs now has this thing of, we're releasing 7 players, we're buying 8 players, 9 players, 10. It's just not a healthy way of running a football club. And if our management took us seriously, then we wouldn't be subjected to such. Because think about it, which other club in the world releases a handful of players each season? Which other club does that? Of the profile of Kaizer Chiefs as well, so big, yet it seems like there's this instability season in, season out. It's really, really, really unacceptable. And you are sitting here thinking, oh, finally we've turned a corner, but then they just go back and do the same thing that they've been doing. Kick and Dolly, I'm also shocked when I heard Tuguti Kaizer Chiefs have put a hold on the contract negotiations of Kick and Dolly. My head is like, whoa. If you are saying you have put a hold to contract negotiations, that basically tells me that those contract negotiations were already ongoing. And then the question to me is, why did we even have contract negotiations with Kick and Dolly in the first place? Because he's getting injured a lot. Is that his fault? Well, maybe yes, maybe no, because you look at his body, he's not really taking care of his body. He's gaining weight. So is that him taking care of his body? Not really. So injuries could partly be because of him. It could also be partly because of his style of play, because it involved a lot of twisting and turning in his prime, and that makes you joints akabe weak somehow. But the fact that the Chiefs were considering renewing, or even in a process of renewing his contract, makes me say, niyabona kodwa ukuthi uDolu nangaki, niyabona kodwa ukuthi what he gives to the team. You see how many times he's absent and he's not giving the team anything because of injuries. Then that makes me say, footballing decisions in this club are not taken. They don't think it through. They're just thinking, Kick and Dolly is a big player and we want to keep him just because he's a big name and that's good for the brand. But it's not necessarily good for footballing wise, because there are kids who need to be given an opportunity. Udoli plays as a 10. Shabal is coming up as a 10. Fundo Villagas is coming up as a 10. If you're playing Udoli as a right winger, you have Fundo Villagas who plays very well as a right winger as well. You have Abo Saele playing in that position. Yes, we can debate Mo Saele and everything. But there are lots, even about Dona Jansen, good development, who's showing really good potential because he's a goal-scoring winger. But those boys never get an opportunity because we're busy trusting these players because of their names, but they're not necessarily giving Kaizer Chiefs anything. Now, what do you think about Mangoba Mngeti? What do you think, and who do you think will end up being a Kaizer Chiefs coach? Is Mangoba Mngeti a good Chiefs coach in the first place? And would you let go of Samuel Lozwane and Sabelo Hatebe? And also, would you renew Quick on Dolly's contract? Do let me know down in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, remember, Khosi, I'll pay you more.